met every fence just exactly perfectly right. But you saw him there at 11 and 12. He's working to make it happen. He's given up on that classical equitation. Ingrid Klimke, one of the greatest riders on the German team. Look at her tugging, leaning, kicking to get up the hill. It's got to happen. We got to have some get her done here today.
Buck Davidson. Here's Mount Valley, no Castle. Here's Klimke. Klimke was on the Olympic gold medal team 2008 for the German squad, and then the gold medal team at the last World Equestrian Games in Aachen, Germany.
I've always thought, I wondered over the last 4 years if Ingrid got back here, if she would get it done, because she had a real shot at the individual gold 4 years ago, and she lost her concentration for a split second and had a refusal at one of the easiest jumps on the course. And that, Tim, scars an athlete. Buck gave him a rap with the stick, say, don't get behind my leg, keep galloping, we can't mess around, this is the World Championships.
Ingrid Klimke again on the course along with Buck Davidson Jr. Both of them wearing the inflatable vests. You probably noticed those and think they look a little punchy. Well, that's for safety. Not all the riders are wearing them. It's not compulsory, but more and more are wearing them. And they proved to be a very wonderful safety device.
If I were still riding today, I'd be wearing something like this, Tim. It only makes sense that if you have something like that that would pop up, if you do get separated from the horse, it can help you.
It inflates by if you fall off, if it pulls a trigger, there's actually a little string or rope
that comes out of the front of the saddle. Right.
Exactly.
When they first started wearing them, the riders would forget, and they would pull up after jumping a big course, and they jump out of the saddle, of course. Foop, they look like the Michelin Man. Most of them now, the grooms are yelling at them, don't get down, don't get down, don't get down, to remind them.
Right. Disconnect.
Here's Ingrid, 2 strides. Oh, yeah. I hope I didn't jinx Buck by talking about a loss of concentration by Ingrid Klimke 4 years ago, because that's exactly what happened to her 4 years ago. Not quite to the day, but at the same level of competition. She had a gold medal, individual gold, in her hands, and she let it go. And Buck was in much the same position. Now he's out there struggling to produce the best possible round for the U.S. team.
Klimke, 11th after the dressage. That's her score, 41.3 in the dressage, the penalties, and so that's what she's trying to maintain here with a clear round under the time. The allowable time, 11:14, 11 minutes, 14 seconds.
Yeah, good job, Derek. Good job through those two fences there with that hollow in between. That's a typical Michael Etherington Smith design, the course designer here. He designs things that look wonderful, they ride well, but you have to take care of details. Good there over the dulcimer. That's such a beautiful fence. I hope we have some pictures of it without this enormous crowd around it, because the craftsmanship that has gone into these cross-country obstacles, that's a whole other story, Tim. The workmanship that's gone into it is just phenomenal.
Mountain dulcimer, a musical stringed instrument, and it's very beautiful indeed.
Now this is where Buck had his problem.
Watch the German veteran here, Klimke.
Okay.
The last year while pregnant. Didn't tell anybody about it early on. Didn't affect her performances at all.
Yeah, the young lady that won the endurance gold medal here earlier in the World Championships had just had a baby daughter 7 weeks before she won the gold medal. How's that for a twofer?
It's fantastic. Just fantastic. The American veteran. And meanwhile, Ingrid Klimke on the course right behind him. Still carrying her dressage score, clean so far. For Butz Abraxas.
Ingrid's having a good round here. She looks like she's still making the time. She has not had the same poised, perfect round that William Fox had earlier, but she's still getting it done. I was talking earlier about you got to have a little bit of get her done to get her done here, and she's bringing that today. This is something I did not see the last time I saw her in the World Championships. I thought she was just a little poised, she was a little passive. Today she's been all over the situation, making it happen.
tuning up this year for the All-Tech FEI World Equestrian Games. She was second at Lumelin, a 4-star event in her home country of Germany. Had to feel good about that result preparing for this.
She had to feel good about that, but you know, every dog's brave in his own backyard, Tim, and she's taking her show on the road here. Lumelin is one thing, the World Championships is the next level. So far, so good here for Ingrid. She just slowed down a little bit here now for 23 and 24. Right on her line, one stride, absolutely right. You see her bend over right away and immediately back in a galloping stride. Look how close she went to that peg. She's cutting the turn as much as she can, trying to save time as she gallops up that last hill.
There's a look at Buck Davidson.
Yeah, but Karen O'Connor giving him a high five there as she waits to go out later on.
Still clear for Ingrid Klimke.
There again, you see how wide these obstacles are. This is an unusual shot for us here at number 25. And you see how much the horses have to stretch out to get to the other side of that. Be interesting to see if she goes the fast way or the long way here.
Beautiful looking horse.
Going a slightly long way. Very handy turn there. 26B. Popped through the brush. Very intelligent horse. These older horses, they see that brush fence and they know they can brush through the top of it. They don't have to jump the whole thing. She's setting him up. This is where Dirk Schrader had a problem earlier. She's okay there. This is where a countryman, Simone Niederman, had a problem. But not this time.
So Ingrid Klimke rides cleanly here. May have a little time penalty, 11:18.4 on top of her dressage score, but Ingrid Klimke, an excellent run there for her. And here's how they stand at the moment. William Fox Pitt of Great Britain holding the lead, followed by Klimke and Jonathan Paget of New Zealand.